Nah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
All right.
With you.
So,
We're totally with you. Okay.
all right, wait. So hold on.
Easy.
27.
Johnny. I'm stuck on the whole walking
In
through
the
the
80s, so
hallway.
she was like a Molly Ringwald to me. Like, if you know anything about the John Hughes movies.
I won $100 million.
Oh, God.
I disappeared.
I got it. I know this is why it works. Because there is a way. You think do not. Like,
Easy. Hey, how's it going? What's up, guys? Welcome to season 2 of Easy Monday Motivation. We are on our second episode of the season.
Yes.
We are beyond excited to come back, be back with you guys. It is January. We are in here with you. You already know what it is. So I want to check in with my wonderful crew. What's going on? Making it do what it do. I'm checking in with you, my man, CT. How you be?
What's good? What's up?
Everything
I'm
good?
a year older.
Yeah.
I'm a year older since the last time y'all saw me on the last episode. And so now that I'm a year older, I'm wiser, I'm smarter, I'm better. Yeah, just in that since the last time y'all saw me, you have no idea how much better I am in just that short period of time. I can't tell you that there was any chaos that took place because on the last episode, our agent of chaos encouraged my wife to provide chaos for me on my birthday. What I will tell you is that our chaos is not the same as his chaos. And so I will say we had chaos, but not the same chaos as he had in terms of the chaos that he provided or explained to us in our last episode. So I'm here. I think that's probably the most important thing to be able to express. I'm here. I'm well. I'm healthy. I'm excited to be in this day. And more specifically, I am so looking forward to the discussion with the Queen.
Oh, man.
Let's go. So, yeah, I'm solid, man. I'm good.
Oh, thank you, CT. Thank you so much. And, you know, I definitely hope that you did get to experience a little bit of chaos or non-chaos of whatever you wanted to do. But happy belated birthday. Happy birthday to you, my brother.
Thank
you, brother. So, all right. But I'm coming over to Joni, my liege. How do you do, Queen Joni? How have you been?
Great. You might be able to tell my heart is beating really fast because I'm really nervous. CT's questions I'm not as nervous about. When E's on the microphone, you know what I'm saying?
Change my questions now. Hold on. I need you to be just
don't know. So to answer I guess I don't know. I'm nervous. No, I'm excited. This is going to be good. Honestly, I trust you two for sure. So that's not a problem, but I'm still just nervous.
Okay, that's fair. So guys, we and like you saw in episode 1, we were doing something a little different this season, and I'm gonna kick it over to CT to explain to you what we're gonna do today for today's episode.
Easy Motivationers, what's good? How y'all doing? Hopefully you were encouraged. You got a chance to learn a ton about E. Most specifically, those of you who weren't cooks before know what it means to cook now because of E. But it's our way in this season to make sure that as we're coming to you all, providing motivation every Monday, it was important for us to make sure that you all knew who we were. Like, what were we all about? Like, you're hearing from us. We're having conversations with you in a way that hopefully is inspiring. And listen, maybe the things that you learn about each of us individually will help you have an even deeper appreciation for what motivation really is. From the mind of E, from the mouth of Joni, and from the heart of CT. And when you get all of that wrapped up together, you got something really special. And so in our episode today, Joni, my liege, is our special guest. We're interviewing her. She's coming to us live from her home. I was going to say something real fancy, but I
her house.
Home. So I'm going to kick us off if you guys are okay with that. And Joni, I'd love to do it. Sometimes when we are all together, we do speed questions. Yeah. So I would love to do just a really quick speed round to let the people know a couple things about you. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So before Kim, do you happen to have any sound that might go with this moment?
She's your queen to be.
Friends, it is the Queen. Now, Johnny, when you hear us call you Johnny, my liege, although E named you, or at least he brought it to us,
Yes.
I want to know, first quick question, and again, these answers are short. How do you feel when we call you Johnny, my liege?
Loved.
How do you feel when you are called Fluff?
Oh, home. Feels like home.
How do you feel when someone says, "Oh, there's the easy conversationalist lady"?
Proud.
How do you feel when your children call you mom?
Oh, it just melts my heart.
How do you feel when I was gonna get real funny right there? I'm gonna keep it responsible. How do you feel when your curls aren't curling?
Irritated. When
How
they're not, or they are.
When they're not curling.
Yeah, irritated.
Irritated. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, how do you feel when they are curling?
Oh, like it's popping. I'm popping.
How do you feel when Scotch with E shows up at your house, cooks your family a meal? How do you feel?
Lucky to know him.
And last and certainly not least, how do you feel when you are on Easy Monday Motivation?
Like I'm living my purpose.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you to get you into this conversation, but I have so much more. I just wanted to make sure that the people knew like who you were on that little, all of the things that you are or how you show up. Thought it was important for them to hear. What you got, E?
So I'm gonna start off. So I have a cadence that I'm gonna do on my questioning where we're gonna start off soft. We're gonna punch you in the stomach, and you'll be like, "Oh my god!" And then we're gonna hit you with an uppercut at the end.
And then wonder why I was nervous.
I mean, that's the whole point of interviews, right? To ask the hard hitting questions. I thought that's why they say hard hitting questions.
You're right.
Right. All right. So we're gonna come out the gate, and the first thing that I want you to do is tell me who was your biggest influence when you were growing up, why they were your influence, and how you modeled yourself after those people who influenced you.
Oh goodness. That is such a great question. I know you two know for sure that I'm super close to my family and my parents. So if I have to, oh gosh, I just have to choose one person.
I'll let you choose up to 3. I was going to make it 2 because I wanted to create some chaos in your family, but I'll just let you do
She's not your favorite.
That's hilarious because I think you guys know what I was going to say. Okay, I'm going to cheat, and this goes against the rules. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to count my parents as 1, my sister and my brother. So I'm the baby of the family. My sister is 12 years older than me. My brother is 8 years older than me. So those are the people that I looked up to. And especially my sister, because she, I don't know, she was just everything to me. I grew up in the 80s, so she was like a Molly Ringwald to me. Like, if you know anything about the John Hughes movies, those 80s teen movies, she was so fashionable. She was gorgeous, this gorgeous brown skin. And she was just my role model, and she still is to this day. And then my parents, because they are the 2 most selfless individuals that I have ever met. And when it comes to their children, they would give any and everything for their kids. Their lives have been dedicated to make sure that their kids are safe and happy and doing well. And then finally, my brother. My brother is like, he's probably one of the most difficult people, but the smartest person I know. And when I truly need some advice, some sound advice, he's the person that I go to. So my family is just everything to me.
All right. So how do you model yourself after them?
By being myself. By being myself. That's one thing that I think that they taught me is like, they're not easily impressed by, I don't know, someone's title or the money that they have or whatever. They just know that, like, if you're not God, then we're all equal and we're all the same people. And just do you and be yourself. So when you ask me if how I model myself after them, I think that would be it. Just by simply being who you are.
I love that.
Mhm.
And I agree with that. And I see that.
Thank you. That means a lot. Because it's not always easy. So thank you.
Yeah. CT, I kick it over to you.
Yeah, in the I love this pod so much. So, did you, when you were growing up, were you someone who played with dolls?
Not a whole lot. No.
Mm.
Not a
So
whole
when you were growing up, what was the toy you played with the most?
lot. The toy I played with the most. It
Mhm.
probably wasn't a lot of toys that I played with the most. You know what I did the most, y'all?
Well,
Which is not gonna come as a shocker. I would pretend that I was a teacher or a talk show host. I would line up my teddy bears and I would tape paper on the wall and I would teach my teddy bears or I would interview them. So I
mm,
read a lot. And that's what I did. And then sometimes me and my cousins, what we would do, we would record ourselves as my cousin DJ. We would record ourselves being newscasters. Mine was Mary Weathers. He was JD Broadcaster. Yeah, very creative. And so we would like, oh, a storm is coming, and we would like make noise and like all these other things. So that's what we did the most. So
okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, first time since Johnny was whatever Johnny's age was, she is going to reenact her broadcasting days when she was younger as Meriwether. Is that
Mary
what it was?
Weathers.
Meriwether. Okay, Meriwether. Your topic that you're going to be talking about is ice cream.
Hello, everyone. I am Mary Weathers, and I'm sitting next to my co-host JD Broadcaster. And today
Mhm.
we are discussing ice cream.
Mm.
Did you know that ice cream was my favorite treat? Well, it is.
Mm.
And my favorite flavor is chocolate.
Mhm.
And that is the news for today. And
So
seriously, that's what our broadcast would be.
Meriwether just brought us the scoop, literally.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went to like that, y'all. That was not any news whatsoever. That was
I
terrible.
mean, it was news. You shared news that you love ice cream and chocolate is your
Okay,
favorite.
all right,
So
we'll go with it.
that's news.
You might have a job interview after this coming up.
But-
That's right.
Right. She's gonna be nationally syndicated. Just know that I want to be Ron Burgundy in your
Okay,
universe
okay, there we
of
go.
news anchoring.
In the
That's
Channel
me.
4 news.
I love rug. I love lamp. Oh my god. So then it's really funny that that's what you did, because I 100% see that. I see little Johnny sitting there teaching people, because when I met you, I met you through training. Not to like pull up every detail of our backstory, but
Yeah.
I want to ask you a harder question. Johnny, do you recall when we first met and why I started calling you Johnny, my liege? Do you recall?
I think I do. I think I remember this.
Okay, well, go ahead. I want to hear your
Okay.
version.
Okay, this is my version.
Your version.
Because you would come into, I can't remember if you were in the class, but I know you were speaking in the class. You were actually a really a motivational speaker that would come in and share. This is crazy that we're here. Such a full circle moment. But just share inspiration to a new hire group on how to be successful. Oh my God, this is crazy.
Wow.
And so okay, so I trained a lot of people in the building, and anytime we would walk around, people would always like, "Hey Johnny, hey Johnny, hey Johnny." And then after a while, you start calling me my liege. Is that right? Because
I did.
Okay.
So
Is it
there was a training that I had to take that she was actually leading. This was
okay?
a specific training that I got pulled into, and we, it was me, you, Ian. I can't
Oh God.
remember the other guy, but remember we had a cake in there, all type of stuff. Remember and then you gave
Yes.
me the title of the analogy master or something like that. But Johnny was leading this training class, and as I was sitting there just watching her do her thing, now I can envision little Johnny doing the same thing, right? Her hair looked like a crown on her head, and I just was like, wow. And every time I would see her, the more and more I'd recognize her hair as a crown, to the point to where it was just like, I have to pay you respect. Here's my liege. So the next time she saw me, she walked to me. I was like, my liege. And she was like, what? What is she doing? And I was just like, my liege. And from there on out, I was just like, my liege.
Wow.
So it was really a respect thing. Yeah, but
That's cool. That's cool. I love
so
that.
I wanted to see if you recalled how we connected, but I thought it was very important to call out that we met through motivation.
Yeah.
We met through motivation,
Yeah.
and you motivated me even then to continue to do better and grow and strive to be who I am today, which got us to where we are. So I just kind of wanted to ask that question, to hear your thoughts on how we came to be. I'll pass it over to you, CT.
But isn't it funny though, just how life plays out? And like here we are, like you said, we were motivating each other, and now we're here. I don't know. Yeah, it's just funny the way life plays out.
It is.
Nothing just happens, and nothing is a
Yeah.
mistake, right?
Yeah.
And to the extent that we're in this moment right now together, because a place brought us together from a
Yeah.
work perspective, but our lives intersected because our gifts in that
Yes.
place needed what we have to offer. So Johnny,
Yeah.
when you think about your gifts, your talents, like, and I need you to take off your humility tag for just a minute. And like, when you think about the gifts and talents you bring to the world that we're in,
Yeah.
tell the audience what you believe them to be, why, and how you use them today to help the people you get to help.
And before you do, talk your talk, sister, talk your talk. That's how I had to hit her with talk your talk.
Okay, that is such a great question. Oh my gosh, it's such a great question. So I would say that I am a teacher, a lifelong learner, which I think really goes hand in hand. And I believe in sharing what I've learned with other people.
Mm.
Because I think that's how we all grow, and we learn from each other, right? We absolutely learn from each other. And I believe that we all have a story to tell. So when we're talking about my gifts and my talents, I think I do a great job of bringing that out in people, letting people be themselves, because that's what I was taught to do. And when people are themselves, you get the best out of people.
Yeah.
So I was a corporate trainer for a long time. And when you try to put a lot of restrictions on people, you got nowhere, right? But when you allow people to feel free and be themselves, they ask questions, they were vulnerable, they admitted when they didn't know something, they didn't care when they failed in front of everyone, because we were all failing together and just trying to learn something and get it right. And so when I can create a space where people are comfortable being themselves, and then we can learn and grow together. So I would have to say that that's probably my major gift, and that's just because of the family that I grew up in, because they allowed that. They allowed me to be me, and I want to see that from other people. And you get the best out of people when you do that.
But Johnny, like, E, she's so humble, and
I know, right? That's why I said talk your talk.
She's so humble, like,
and I got it from my family.
Yeah, I know, right? and yet, Johnny, you get asked to speak and to not just train people. I know you love teaching people,
Yeah.
but there's something about your perspective and the way that you help guide people in almost a coaching / consultative way But Johnny, there's something in you that helps people feel safe.
Yeah.
Why do people feel safe with Johnny?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that question. Yeah. I don't know the answer to that question. And it's not even, I know you're saying I'm humble. I'm not trying to be humble at all. Because
You ain't braggadocious either.
no, I'm not braggadocious either. But it's the truth. You know, when I think about that, like, because I think everything stems from that when people can be themselves around you. And so you're asking me how or why? I don't think I know the answer to that. Yeah.
You want to give insight? Should we help her with this one?
I think the way you described yourself, and the one thing that we all, anybody who knows you knows, is that you're authentically you, right?
Mhm.
And because you're authentically you, when people interact with you, they don't get the feeling of
Judgment?
falsehoods, or
Yeah.
they can be more comfortable with you.
Yeah.
They can feel more vulnerable with you, because it doesn't ever come off that you're judgmental, or you would be somebody who would tear somebody down. So what is that in you? What does that say about you?
Well, I know that we all have a lot to learn and we're all constantly growing. So who am I? I don't know. Who am I to judge the next person? That's not my job, right?
Yeah.
Who am I to say what you're doing is wrong, or you shouldn't be this way, or you should dress this way, or whatever it may be? Who am I to do that? That's not my place. My job as a Christian and as a human is to love you and let God figure out the rest. My sister always says, I have my own bag of rocks to throw. Like, I got my own thing that I'm trying to work out myself. So who am I to judge the next person? So when people come to me, I want them to feel totally free being themselves. Because again, I know I keep saying this, but I feel like that's the only way that we're going to grow and rise together, if people are themselves. When you're trying to be something that you're not, you get nowhere. I've tried it. I've been there before. I've tried it, trying to figure out, where do I fit in? How can I? And then once I cut my hair and I went natural, that was it for me.
When the crown came down,
I was like, oh, this is who I'm supposed to be. This is who I've been this whole time, been trying to be this whole time, instead of trying to be someone else.
I would agree with that. But when you asked the question of who are you? You the fluff.
I am.
You
I am. And it's so funny. It's so funny that so when it comes to my nickname, do y'all want to know where I got the nickname from?
Yes.
We perfect segue, because you the fluff.
So it's really simple. It's not even that like crazy, whatever. When my mother was pregnant with me, my older cousin said that I was fluffy and her stomach, like her stomach was fluffy. And when she brought me home, the nickname stuck. So I'm from a small town. So if you're from a small town, you know that your nickname is your name. So that's the only reason why I don't tell a lot of people what my nickname is, because of what it is. People are like, oh my gosh, it's so funny, but it's my name. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not even a nickname. When I go home, I have plenty of family members is like, who's Johnny? Who are you talking about?
Don't
like,
start no fluff, won't be no fluff.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're talking about fluff? Oh, why did you say fluff? Why are you talking about Johnny? Who is that?
Oh,
yeah,
man.
so
I just want y'all to know that I have found so many ways to say this, and just know I'm gonna be sliding fluff in all season long.
All season long. You might not be Johnny no more.
That's
just
all right.
to be clear.
Because we might fluff it up. Okay.
See, that's why people don't know.
We just aged ourselves right there.
I know, right? All right, CT, I'm coming to you.
So listen, Johnny, one of the things that I know you're also most proud of, we get to experience you as a professional, right? We get to experience you here in this setting. We don't always get a chance to see who Johnny, the wife and mother, is. And, and we know that's core to who you are. Like, if you could share with us, like, when you describe yourself as mom, when you describe yourself as wife, like, what are the words that come to it why are you so like energized, motivated, and excited to be mom and wife?
Shout
Oh
out to Terry. Just shout out to
yes,
Terry.
yes. Shout out to Terry. So, let's see if I could. I'm trying to think of some words first before I go into explanation of it. But, definitely loving, 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 loving. My family says they're like, boy, you sure do love us. Like every time because I just love them. I think they are just so fantastic. I'm like, well, one thing for sure is that you won't tell anyone that you felt like you weren't loved from your mother, because that is not the thing. But my family, y'all know, they are just everything to me. And so we'll start with my husband. um he has taught me so much about myself. I'm so incredibly grateful, and he's such a good guy. He's such a good guy that it makes me want to show up and be a better person, not only for him and the girls, but just to the world, right? And he reinforces that the thing that I was taught growing up, that it's about being yourself. He's like, forget everybody else. You do you, because you have some gifts that need to be shared, and so just do you. Don't worry about what other people are doing. So he encourages me, he uplifts me, and it just makes me want to be a better person. And then for my girls, my daughters was 17 and 12. Oh my gosh, y'all, we're in the thick of it with the 17 and 12-year-old. But I just want to be their example. I want to know that they can do whatever they put their minds to. And oftentimes, because you're a female and a female of color, that the world tries to put limits on you. I want them to know that you can do whatever you put your mind to. All you got to do is give it a shot. That's all you have to do. So that's what keeps me pushing. That's what keeps me motivated. Cause I'm like, well, what if I have this desire? Would I want my girls to do the same thing if they had it in them? So then I got to go for it, right? I have to go for it. I have to live out and be the example that I want them to be.
That's
I
awesome.
love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And in the vein of that, I have a question for you. That this is my final question. I had some worse questions, but you were just giving some good stuff, and I cannot derail such.
You can now.
No.
I'm ready.
Because we learn it. Because like we learn it, right?
Okay.
Now we learn it. So
right.
I'm appreciate what we're learning, because it does tell us why it's so important that you're here in this space with us. Young Joni didn't know who today's Joni was going to be, right? There's no way, right? Because there's no way we know who we're going to grow into. If you could talk to future Joni, let's say we're talking to Joni 20 years from now. I know we're not promised, but if you could give yourself a message,
man,
for the future, what would you tell Joni?
That's such a great question, E. Yeah, you don't need to ask no more questions. That was it. You're done. Because that was good. That was good. And you got me over here thinking, y'all, you don't need to ask no more. What would I tell future Joni? I would tell her, well, one, I would tell her, like, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep believing in yourself. The me now is working I can see what the me will be in the future, right? I'm doing the things that I want to continue to do in the future. So just keep believing in yourself, keep doing the things, and way to go, girl. Like, look at all the things that you accomplished. So 20 years from now, you're not done, but look at you. Look how far you've come. Like, you are such a baddie, and just keep doing it. Keep doing the thing.
All right. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Everything about that.
She motivated her future self today.
Yeah. Like,
know, right?
girl, look at you, girl. Your hair
Put
will
a
be
pin
long
in this
again.
one.
Right.
Yes. Put a pin in it. And Joni, I hold on. Yeah. You. There's another. There's a question coming in. There's a question coming in. Joni. I don't want. The question that's coming in is, do you color your hair?
Yeah, I color my hair. I do color my hair, but when I go gray, it's gonna stay gray.
That was actually the heart of the question that came in through my ears here. The invisible person just asked me, because you don't have any gray that's coming through. Like, are you graying now?
Oh yes, I'm graying now. Yeah, I'm graying.
Why aren't you letting your gray come through?
Okay, so here's the
Stop
thing.
asking.
I'm not coloring it to cover up the gray. I've just always, once I went short, I just bleached my hair. And over the last couple years, it's just, I mean, the gray is popping. It's just coming out. So it's slowly but surely coming out. You can't really see it, but yeah. So I'm not covering my gray when it does come.
I needed to ask the question. It came in my ear, and I needed to make sure I honored the question that came in from the group.
Can't wait for the silver crown.
Yes, I am ready for the silver crown. The women in my family have beautiful gray hair. So if I have a gray hair like that, bring it on. And I love aging. In the last episode, E, you talked about aging and growing. I love getting older. I think I get wiser, I get better, I get more confident in who I am. So like, bring it on. Bring on the laugh lines, the gray hair. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Some of the best things in life are aged.
There you go.
Says Scotch with E.
Scotch with E.
Says Scotch with E.
I love it.
Johnny, what's like last thoughts, like as you think about from your heart, like, and the spirit of our pod is about motivation. Mm-hmm. What motivation do you want to leave this group with today?
You can do it. Whatever it is, you can do it. Right? So if it's losing weight, starting a podcast, owning your own business, continuing to move up in whatever company you're in, better relationships, whatever it is, you can absolutely do it. I think oftentimes we get in our own way. It's not everyone else, right? We worry about what other people say, but it doesn't matter what other people say. It's what you tell yourself. So keep believing in yourself and tell yourself that you can do it and just work towards it. My word for the year I share with you, CT, is discipline. So some things you're going to have to be disciplined in to get it done, but don't be afraid of hard work. Just do the thing, right? Let's just do it. Let's win together.
That's what's up. That's
I love
good.
it.
That's good.
I love it.
I love it. That wasn't bad.
Call that a gym.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I was a little nervous going into this, but this was not bad.
I kept my bad questions out because I knew that, like, we're going to be edgy later this season. I mean, getting to know you should be nice and easy. It shouldn't be like, you know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't create drama off day one. And like, all right, because I had a question to be like, all right, so what's some things about your husband that you hate? Like, it's stuff like that I was thinking, like, I'm going to ask y'all these questions, like, but then y'all going to be mad because you'll be like, I hope you don't hear these answers.
What do you most dislike about your spouse? Like, whoa.
I literally brought it up. So I've been waiting to tell somebody.
When's the last time you cussed your kids out thoroughly, right? It's those questions that I really wanted to like ask y'all because, like, I ain't had this experience for the last 5-6 years. I ain't been chewing no kids out or dealing with no real stuff.
Oh my gosh. Like, well, it was probably right before this call, so that's all. It's all good.
There we go. All right, perfection.
Yeah.
All right. So CT, I'm gonna check with you. You got any final thoughts before we wrap up today with this wonderful interview of Joni, my liege? I don't know if he can hear me.
He might not have been able to hear you.
Johnny,
do you hear me?
Love you. Got a little bit of issues look like right there, but Johnny, I love you. You're amazing. And
well, right back at you, brother.
Sorry, guys. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties on CT's end. So just give us a second, see if we can get him cleared up. CT, can you hear me? And all right. So what we're going to go ahead and do then is we're going to do our normal wrap up. Thank you so much for being such a great sport today, Johnny. CT, I absolutely love the Frozen picture from time to time. It's always fun to catch people in mid or whatever, how it is. Right? So but once we get CT cleared up, we'll have that fixed. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. So you can find us on major streaming platforms, social media platforms. You know, we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can also follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, and wherever your major podcasts are being delivered. We are out here for you because we believe in motivation and we want to make it easy for you to be motivated. So with that, we want to say goodnight, and you guys can just chill until the next episode.
That's right.
Peace. Have a good one. CJ says peace too.